Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investment. My name is Jose. I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. Ensure to subscribe, turn on the notifications so that we know when we go live or upload a valuable talk that can literally change our finances as long as we're applying what we're learning. Remember the 3 essential steps to improve daily. Number 1, learn something new about money daily from a real teacher, somebody that has already done what we are attempting to do. Number 2, apply that into our daily strategy for investing and doing business. And number 3, teach somebody else so that we can work on going back to the basics and honing down on our craft. It's very important that we get great at building wealth, like the ultra wealthy, with the right mindset. It's all about the approach, how we think of money, how we make money, what we know about money. Knowledge is the new money in today's age. And it has always been, but most importantly in this age, because we are living in the information age. 1989, that's when we entered the information age from the industrial age. Now we have to see the world with our minds rather than with our eyes. Everything is invisible. Businesses are invisible. And we need to understand that today money is created with debt. And that happened in 1971, August 15. It was done by President Nixon. And the reason why we did that is because we are a country, the United States is a country that imports more than exports. Therefore, if the dollar is attached to the gold and we're importing all the goods from other countries like China, then we're giving our gold to them. And by now, we would have depleted all of our gold. So it was the best action that we could have taken as a country because it also gives us the power to become wealthy fast due to the fact that today money is created with debt. That means that money is debt and we need to treat money we need to treat debt like what it is, money. So money is debt and debt is money. And a lot of people still playing with the old rules of money. They think that money is still real money. Today, money is debt. It's a full currency. And we need to understand the 5 asset classes that exist so that we can begin to fulfill rule number 1 in our community here at Master Investor, which is to work to build passive income and multiply capital through sound investing, which that requires financial education. And that's what we are implementing right now. We are literally raising our financial IQ by becoming part of our community here at Master Investor. Our mission is to be the global authentic brand of money, business, and investing that elevates the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities to build passive income, win-win partnerships, and true wealth. Today's topic is how wholesaling creates wealth. Our lead approach is crucial if we want to get wealthy through wholesaling. Remember, 5 asset classes that exist. Number 1, business. Number 2, real estate. Number 3, crypto. Number 4, paper assets. Number 5, commodities. The key to becoming ultra wealthy and creating true wealth is by diversifying among the 5 different asset classes. It's starting by building a business or acquiring a business and using that capital to not only pay for our living expenses, but also to purchase other investments for us in different asset classes. And that's how we maintain our wealth and also take it to the next echelon when it comes to our net worth. So we need to control assets that are producing passive income because that's rule number 1 here in our community. And that's what the ultra wealthy do every single day, is to acquire assets that produce passive income and multiply capital. So the job number 1 of a wealthy entrepreneur, as we know here in our community, is to raise capital. And the number 1 skill is to master how to sell without selling, using systems and smart marketing, without selling personally, using other people videos. It doesn't have to be our videos that we're doing, right? Our ads can be created with third parties, and we can monetize our products by not using our face, by using marketing and systems. It requires us to understand how to do targeted marketing, which is finding the group of people that are ready to purchase what we already have. And those people are qualified leads. And when it comes to building businesses, we need to attract the qualified leads because we're presenting the right opportunity. Summary: we can become financially independent through wholesaling if we use the appropriate tactics. It is critical to develop a unique business plan in order to carefully target our leads. The secret to profitable wholesale: consistency. Today's bonus: at the end of today's article, we will cover 3 key points on what are 3 rules to choose our business partners. It's important that we understand that having the right group of people around us, and when we're building our businesses, we need to trust those team members because they're going to be essential in the growth of our company at the beginning of the stages, at the beginning stage of launching the business and going from launching it to now having a database of paying clients. That's going to require a group of people that are literally helping us bring that product into the hands of the people that are actually ready to buy it because we have the appropriate target lead and it's qualified. And so we're going to attract it with the right marketing, and our sales pages or our sales funnels are going to be sophisticated where it converts the lead into a sale. A lot of people will buy instantly, and other people will take few times of communication from us, from our company, providing value, explaining about the product, educating them, and showing them that we are an authority in regards to that specific product. And we're going to do that by utilizing a system called an email autoresponder. And we should all have that. It's where we collect the emails of potential clients and potential partners that are going to be doing business with us, not just now, but for forever, for the rest of our lives. As long as we've given them what they are looking for and we're matching them with the right solution and we are over-delivering on the promising, then we will have a great relationship with them for the long term. They're going to be happy now, and they're always going to refer other people to our businesses. And that's what we want. We want to have products that other people want to become part of them and also talk about them to other people naturally because the product is so good. The amazing business of wholesaling real estate has the capacity to change our life. Wholesaling may be the path to financial independence if we are prepared to work smart, adopt the appropriate tactics, and absorb knowledge from those who have been there before. A wholesaling specialist who's developed a thriving business in the field. We did whatever it took to grow our company, including making those dreaded cold calls. We have gained insight into the inner workings of wholesale. This is our breakdown. Markets for positive cash flow versus capital gains, or also appreciation, right? Capital gains is when we have something that we purchase and we sell it for a higher price. We get it one time. That's it. That capital gains is just a one time. And that's the difference between positive cash flow and also not only that, but positive cash flow is tax free. That's why it's important that we follow rule number 1 in our community, our Master Investor, which is that we work to build passive income and multiply money through sound investing. And it requires financial education. Exactly what we're doing right now is what majority of people are missing. Understanding how money works, having the right context about money is critical, more important than the content itself. Because if a person has the wrong context and they have the right content, it won't work. It has to be in the right context in order for that content to create an effect and have results that are positive for the individual who's applying that into their lives. So as we learn something new about money, we have to apply, we have to teach somebody else. and know the difference between facts and opinions when it comes to investing, because people don't have an exit strategy when they invest. They call themselves investors, but they are gamblers because of the way they handle money. They don't invest in financial education. They don't think self-development is important. And those things are what creates a true leader and creates an inside investor and a wealthy entrepreneur. A lot of people are not willing to go through the learning process of becoming wealthy because it's dull, mechanical, and boring. And we have to go through the boring things, learning how to incorporate, learning the difference between the entities that exist that we can choose from, knowing about taxes, about the corporate law. We don't have to be in love with certain things in order for us to learn about them. We have to learn about them in order to take control of our finances. And that's what the goal is to have a community of inside investors and wealthy entrepreneurs who have taken control over our finances, because we have the financial education that majority of people are missing, because they have been taught the wrong thing about money. They've been taught that today you should save money and go to school, get a high-paying job, invest for your retirement with 401k or mutual fund or ETFs. All of those are fake assets, as we know, because a true asset puts money into our pocket in the form of passive income or cash flow today. If it's not putting money into our pocket and all it's doing is withdrawing money out of our pocket, then that is a liability. And as we say here, we will have liabilities the more wealth we grow. However, we have the power to turn liabilities into assets, and we will learn that an inside investor knows how to do that successfully. There are some liabilities that will always be liabilities, but remember, majority of liabilities on our liability column are somebody else's assets in their asset column. However, we can turn those liabilities into assets by turning that into a business that will create income for us, and therefore now that expense is going back into our assets column and going into our income column in the form of passive income. So now we have a liability that was converted into an asset because we have financial education and we figure out how to do it, where not only is our asset, but it remains the asset for whoever owns that item, whatever we're using. It could be a luxury item. It could be a car, right? Something. It could be rented to other people. And as we get those customers renting the car, let's say if it's a luxury car, then 2 or 3 customers will make the payment for the car for the entire month. And so it's an asset for the car dealership, it's an asset for us as well, because it's creating passive income, and the asset is also paying for itself, for the cost and the expenses of it. So we obtain it for free, and we recoup our entire capital back that we invested initially if we have to put anything down. So it's not about shrinking. It's not about saving money. In order to create wealth, we have to expand. And we have to always ask ourselves, how can I afford this? Not the other way. Majority of people have the word can't in their vocabulary way too much. They use it for everything. We have to remove that word out of our vocabulary, replace it with, how can I afford this? How can I do this? If somebody else has done it, then I can also do it, right? We can actually duplicate and learn from other people that have already done it and copy that same strategy because it's proven to work, and we can innovate and we can add our own flavor to it, for lack of a better word. However, we're constantly learning from the real mentors. And the problem with schools is that we don't know who is a real teacher or not. Majority of those teachers are fake teachers because they never actually been into the real world. They never have done what they're teaching us about. And remember, the school system, the Rockefeller family or John D. Rockefeller instilled a mission into the school board system back in 1902, 1903, basically saying that 2 types of people had to come out of the school system: employees and soldiers. Employees are looking to work for the corporations of the wealthy, and soldiers are looking to defend the corporations of the wealthy, which are the government. Therefore, whoever goes to school have the mindset of the poor. in regards to money and the way we make money, right? Because there are two types of mindset when it comes to money: the poor mindset and the wealthy mindset. The wealthy is where we acquire assets and we control them with our companies. We have debt. We know how to manage debt. We pay zero in taxes legally because we build in passive income. And sometimes we will get capital gains income. And when we do, we have also strategies to minimize those taxes, because the laws allow to minimize taxes through certain strategies. After we get those capital gains, if we roll them over into a bigger asset in the same niche, then we are able to defer taxes. And at the end, we will pay zero in taxes because we can continue to do that indefinitely. And the purpose to sell something is to acquire something else bigger and more powerful that is performing better. So we want to make sure that we strategize successfully even before we have the money in our hands from our sale. We will have a plan in place where that money is going to work hard. As soon as it touches our account, it's going back to the field to work and make us wealthy, to bring more capital back in the form of passive income. And that's the key. Using debt allows us to have leverage, more control, buy bigger assets, and also be tax-free legally. The significance of comprehending our market is among the most crucial concepts we will ever acquire. Cash flow markets and capital gains markets are the two primary categories. Properties are reasonably priced in cash flow areas, and the rental revenue usually covers our expenses plus some extra. Cash flow may be constrained in appreciation markets, which prioritize long-term value growth. A home in a good school district in Phoenix, for instance, may cost $450,000, making cash flow challenging. In the meantime, a Pittsburgh home for $150,000 might bring in consistent rental income. Understanding our market guarantees that our investments support our objectives. However, more money does not mean we should not do it. In many instances, more money means higher returns on investment, but we must do our due diligence and decide based on facts by reading the financial statements, learning about the neighborhood, and also figuring out who else is doing it around the area, which a lot of websites now can tell us who's doing it. For example, if we're doing an Airbnb deal where we're going to acquire a home and turn it into an Airbnb, we'll go to the Airbnb app and reverse engineer the neighborhood. Let's figure out who's renting in that neighborhood, how much are they renting it per night, similar to our place. For example, if we're going to do an Airbnb home, let's say the house has 5 rooms, 5 bathrooms, and there's a home in the neighborhood that has 3 rooms, 3 bathrooms. And now we can compare how much is it going every single night per room. Are they doing it per room? Are they doing the entire home? And we can also see the calendar. If it's taken, how many free nights does it have for the rest of the month? How long has it been occupied? We want to reverse engineer and want to work the numbers, because if we can figure out that it's making 5 times more than what the mortgage is, then we have something that is positive to our pocket. Who cares about the interest rates or the mortgage of the loan, because it's going to pay on its own. It's going to be a good loan. It's going to be good debt because it's making us wealthy. Because as we pay the bank our mortgage, we're also paying ourselves. Whatever is left is our positive cash flow, and that positive cash flow is tax-free, and that's the key. That's why the wealthy, we do not pay taxes. And people have this whole thing about tax the wealthy. Okay, well, good luck, because the rules of money are created to minimize taxes for the ultra wealthy, or I should say for the wealthy entrepreneurs and inside investors. Everybody has access to these rules and the tax codes for everybody. The problem is that not everybody understands how to use it because they lack financial education. They lack the knowledge that we're getting here at Master Investor. Make sure to check out the links in the description. go to our website. If you like to read the article that we're discussing right now, we have a newsletter. Sign up for it. We get the emails with the articles, and we can educate ourselves in case we don't have maybe the time to come into a live stream one day, then we at least can read it. And sometimes after listening to a podcast or a talk on money, business, and investing, we want to go back and use something as a reference. So use it as notes. You don't have to take the notes. The notes are already taken for us. That's why we're putting all of this together. The digital courses, ebooks that we have. We have 3 right now: how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, the 10 new rules of money, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. We'll be releasing our 4th ebook, how to raise capital to build wealth. And also our 5th ebook is coming out soon after. It's all about understanding how to play the game of money, how to become wealthy using debt. Here at Master Investor, we encourage our partners to manage debt, not to be debt-free. Because if we truly want to become wealthy, we have to know that money is created with debt. Therefore, debt is money, and we will treat it like money. We're going to use debt to invest, to create positive cash flow, and sometimes capital gains income. And when we want a luxury, when we want a liability, then we create another asset that will create passive income to pay for that liability. That way, everything that we do in our lives is free, legally. That's how we position ourselves to have an extraordinary life. We're working on the 4 pillars of an extraordinary life: wealth, love, happiness, and health. Very important, because we can't go far without those 4 subjects in our lives. We have to feed them every day, nurture them, reading new books, listening to a talk, being aligned with our goals, making plans, executing them, recording our progress, taking notes, expanding our vocabulary, our minds, nurturing ourselves, because the more self-discipline we have, that means that we are more powerful. We are tapping into our higher self. We're following our destiny, what is meant for us, our purpose in life. We all have talents, and we have special skills that we can develop and bring into the world and capitalize on products and solutions that we are bringing in the problems that we're solving in the world. A lot of people run away from problems, but here at Master Investor, we confront problems. The bigger the problems we solve, the bigger the reward is. And we learn through failures as well. We learn the lesson behind that, because we understand that's how wisdom sits in. It's all about knowledge. What other people don't know, we know. And we don't get cocky with it neither, because we know that the more we know, the more we need to know, because there's so much knowledge left for us. So one superpower we should aim for is to read faster, to learn faster, and apply that. It's not just learning that and not doing anything with it, because then it's just information. We want to turn it into knowledge. So when the deal is in front of us, we need to look at the numbers, regardless of what the opinions of others are according to that deal. Whatever we have heard about the deal, we need to look at the numbers. We need to crunch the numbers, because the numbers will tell us whether that is an asset or liability. How is the cash flow flowing? That's how we can tell what is an asset or liability. But first, we need to understand how to read our personal financial statement. Inside of a digital course, how to build cash flow with the internet, we have an asset that we added in there. It's a blank financial statement. We can download it into Excel and use it daily to figure out where we are financially, to learn how to read our financial statement and improve it, because that's how we're going to be acting when it comes to our businesses and investments. We're going to be reading our financial statement, and we have to raise capital. When we go and ask for a loan for a property, we need to show the bank why this property is making money, if it's already making money. or why it's going to make money. We have to show them the cash flow analysis. And if we get denied or rejected, then we need to ask the banker and the investors, why are they denying us, so that we can learn and we can ask them, once we get the numbers right, then can we come back? And usually the answer is yes, because remember, the banks are looking for people like us to bring in great deals so that they can improve the CAMO score, which is their credit score. The more assets that they control, the more money that they can print. It allows them to print higher amounts of money because the bank has enough assets to back it up. So the Federal Reserve Bank backs them up and says, okay, now you can print, for every dollar that you have, you can print 10. And you can lend them to other people in the form of loans. That's how the banks make money. They're in the business of lending money. They're not in the business of saving money. The only people that are in the business of saving money are the financial uneducated or financially literate people in the world. They're saving something that is losing value every day. And why would anybody save money if the government is printing money? It makes no sense. We can also print money legally. But first, we need to get the context of the wealthy and us, because there are two types of mindset, right? The poor and the wealthy. And the poor mindset includes the middle class. It's just the way they operate. They're still working for money. Even though they have more money than the poor class, they're still trapped in the rat race. They still live in check to check. And a lot of times they have more liabilities than the poor. So they have this whole appearance that they're actually wealthier, but they're not, because they have a lot of bad liabilities. And not bad liabilities. Those are good liabilities that are nice things to have. But who's paying for them? That's the question. If they're paying for it, then it's just a bad liability, because now they're slave to that liability, and there's nothing that can buy our time, because time is priceless. That's the most precious asset we all have. So we have to protect it. We have to be in control of it. So we cannot let liabilities slave us. And so if a person acquires liabilities and they have no assets in their asset column, then they're going to be working hard every single year to pay for those liabilities. And they're not even going to enjoy those liabilities, because a lot of the times where they were working hard to have those liabilities sitting at home, if it's a car. So the way we do it, the way we approach life, the way we build life when it comes to money, and the way we approach it, the way we talk about it, how we make it is important. A lot of people don't understand that there are three types of income in the world. Earned income is what majority of people make, which is when they have a job, they exchange time for money, they get a paycheck, and they pay the highest in taxes. And then we have the other two types of income is passive income and capital gains income, which comes from investing. Here at Master Investor, we focus on building passive income because it requires higher level of financial education, but it's the most rewarding one of all the incomes, because we pay zero in taxes legally, that according to the law. And then also we have freedom, because passive income comes from assets that we control, true assets that are composed of a system of systems and other people as well. We delegate it. It's a true business. It doesn't need us to produce capital and to grow and to expand, because we have set it up the right way. We have established the A integrities of a successful business. We talk about those A integrities all the time: mission, team, leadership, cash flow, systems, communication, legal, and product. And when we are interested in a business, take a look at those A integrities. What is missing from that business? Can we replace them? Can we improve it? But always go with facts. We measure our return on investment with facts. We want to know our exit strategy before we even get into it. We want to know about the deal, and we want to have control as well. Making money with real estate investments. Building long-term wealth is the goal of wholesale real estate, not only flipping contracts. The following method: acquire, use debt as much as possible, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat is one of our preferred tactics. By using this strategy, we can create equity while converting distressed buildings into rental assets that provide cash flow in any type of market. For example, we have purchased properties at substantial discounts, made repairs, and renting them out. We are actually working on several properties as we speak. Eventually, refinance these properties in order to recover our original investment and put it back into new cash flowing assets. Through equity and appreciation, this strategy not only produces passive income but also builds substantial wealth. What is the lesson here? Even if we're not actively negotiating transactions, use the money we make from wholesaling to create a portfolio that suits our needs. It all comes down to the leads and leaders in our organizations. We will discover that our ability to strategically market is what determines how successful we are. Here are some pointers to help us communicate with our leads like a pro. Determine the sort of lead. Every lead in wholesaling can be classified as either inbound or outbound. Being proactive is necessary for outbound leads. This entails getting some hands dirty, ringing doors, picking up the phone, and speaking with property owners. Although it is hard, demanding, and energy intensive, this is where the majority of prosperous wholesalers begin. In contrast, marketing is the source of inbound leads. This can take the form of Facebook campaigns, billboards, pay-per-click advertisements, or direct mail. Inbound leads are all about creating a system where motivated merchants contact us, whereas outbound leads depend on our hustling. Both techniques have merit, but switching to incoming leads through smart marketing, especially with pay-per-lead strategies, is where the true magic happens. We don't want to be chasing. We don't want to be doing cold calling. We only want to do that if we want to improve our communication skills, because it's not necessary to do it once we have leadership skills, we have learned the sell process, we have encountered rejection, we overcame that. All of those things are great traits to have, but we don't have to chase leads. We can actually use smart marketing and artificial intelligence to find the group of people that already decided to purchase what we have, because those people have the problem that we are solving. And we're going to put that product in front of them so easily that they can grab, purchase, and repeat. And that is true marketing right there. It's targeted marketing. That's what we want to do. And that's what we will do. Using paper leads for scaling. For instance, consider our experience. We have not budgeted when we first started our business because it doesn't take money to make money. What it takes is financial education. There are a lot of people with money, but they don't know how to make money, so they save it in the bank and they give it to other people because they don't know how to multiply money. So it's not money that makes somebody wealthy, it's our knowledge, is what we know how to do with that money, or where to invest it, what to do with it. Actively investing, not passively investing. Yes, we are actively investing for passive income, not passively investing, attempting to get capital gains income. There's a big difference in there. We have to start learning sales through knocking on doors, calling, and establishing rapport, one discussion at a time. The great thing about technology and artificial intelligence is that we don't have to do it the old way. We can do smart marketing and use systems to sell on autopilot and attract unlimited qualified leads. However, we came to the crucial realization that time is money. As we close agreements and increase our bank account, the most prosperous wholesalers put their earning back into growth-oriented marketing plans. Paper leads is useful in this situation. It is time to leverage using paid leads after we have established a certain amount of financial cushion. And a lot of times the platforms allow us to pay at the end of the month, like Facebook and Google. So we can get clients for our businesses during those 30 days and use that same money to pay at the end of the month. So we're basically using Google's money and credit. So it doesn't take money to make money. What it takes is being savvy when it comes to doing business, and that requires financial education. So for those who are here, we need to feel proud of ourselves because we're doing something that the 99% of the world, or at least 97% of the world, is not doing right now, which is educating themselves financially. We're putting financial intelligence in us, and that's what is required to solve financial problems. And that's how we catch early trends. We capitalize on our talents and opportunities because we have the wealthy context. Paper leads through paid leads, very critical when it comes to building our wealth fast and scaling it. So yes, we can become wealthy fast because of paper leads, because we have platforms that tells us exactly who's ready to purchase our products. So it's a win-win partnership that we're doing with marketing agencies. We want to make sure that whatever we're putting in, we're even getting more out of it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. And we have to collect those emails into a database and email autoresponder that we can build rapport with those leads. And for those who haven't converted, they will convert eventually because we are there consistently giving them free and valuable information that is organized. Paying for targeted high-quality inbound leads that come to us directly is an alternative to chasing every lead. In addition to saving us time, this strategy guarantees that we are concentrating on motivated sellers or buyers who are prepared to close a deal. It is revolutionary. The strategy for paper leads. However, what precisely are paper leads? A paper lead is just that. We pay for each individual lead that is produced online. These leads are those that actively look for answers by entering keywords into Google, such as sell our house fast. They are trying to find someone to help them address their dilemma. We might be that person. This is how it operates. Businesses such as motivated leads use focused digital marketing strategies to produce leads. Depending on the market, we often pay $300 to $600 per lead in exchange for their contract details, or even less or even more. It depends on what product or what industry are we involved. These are some of the hottest leads as we may obtain because they are driven sellers that wish to sell immediately. Knowing the importance of paper leads is essential to success. These leads are frequently more qualified than outbound leads, despite the initial expense appearing expensive. We can convert these leads into steady revenue if we have calculated our conversion rate. Market-specific lead cost. However, it is crucial to remember that not all leads are made equal and that the market affects how much they cost. For instance, the minimum cost for a lead is usually $300 in rural areas. Lead prices can range from $300 to $600 in smaller markets with less than 250,000 residents. Leads above $600 are common in larger, more competitive regions like San Diego or New Jersey. It is interesting to know that because search activity is frequently lower in rural locations, leads aren't always the cheapest. Because so many individuals are looking for answers, larger marketplaces, despite their higher costs, can produce more reliable findings. We may make wise decisions about where to concentrate our efforts and create an efficient budget that is for investing and becoming wealthy, not to save money. By being aware of these dynamics, remember, we budget to become wealthy. That means that our first expense on our expense column should be investing, should be a plan to invest, and we're putting our capital to work to create more capital. That should be number one expense. And also, right next to it, financial education. Okay, because without financial education, we will not have guidance and we will end up not having success. We need to have a plan that is a winning business plan, and we need to know the exit strategy, and we need to have a real teacher at all times with us in our lines through investing in a digital course, learning about a certain asset class, etc. Having a real coach, a real mentor, and following that proven formula. Remember, it's going to be sometimes boring, dull, and mechanical. So stick with it, get the results, write down the notes, see the progress, and always invest in self-development, because The better leaders we are, the higher and more profitable our organizations will become. Quickness to take the lead. Speed is one of the most important aspects of closing inbound leads. Motivated sellers frequently seek out fixes when they get in touch. If we are slow to react, someone else will. Here's our rule. Answer in 30 seconds indeed, like literally. Our chances of closing the deal increases with the speed at which we can connect. Make sure someone is always ready to take calls or answer questions, whether it is us or a member of our team. Have faith that the seller who answers the phone first will be the one who is most prepared to sell or to buy a property, whatever we're doing, because we might be selling to acquire a bigger cash flow and asset in real estate, and we're going to defer those capital gains taxes by doing that. It's called a 1031 exchange. Have faith, and so we want to understand that in order to beat the game of money in real life, we need to acquire enough cash flow and assets or freedom units and then convert them into bigger assets, exchange them for bigger assets. That's the whole goal. And using debt as much as possible. We will also have bad debt because as we grow our wealth and we become great at creating assets, we can obtain any luxury that we want. So we will also be creating bad debt because we become smarter and we can manage bad debt as well. So it's about managing debt overall and understanding taxes. So don't let those chances pass by. Lead vetting and quality. Our time and money are not worth every lead. Chasing every lead, no matter how good, is one of the worst mistakes wholesalers can make. Burnout is inevitable in that situation. We must attract the proper qualified lead by our smart marketing, improvements on the deal we have accomplished, and systems we have in place. That is how we attract the right sharks into our deals. Quality leads are the result of thorough screening. Motivated leads, for example, guarantees that the leads produced are motivated sellers or buyers rather than and buyers. It could be sellers and buyers. It could be both, right? It depends on where we are financially and what we're doing with our portfolio, rather than merely interested homeowners or real estate investors. We may save time, boost conversion rates, and eventually close more deals by concentrating on the correct leads. Assemble a group dedicated to lead conversion. As our company expands, we will require a team to assist with lead management and conversion. Training one or two individuals to manage incoming calls and emails is a simple first step. Real-time lead distribution to our team can also be facilitated by tools like CallRail or Callingly. We also have freelancers that we can have access online from everywhere around the world, and they can become part of our team, and they can take care of that part of our business or any other part that we want to put a team. But when it comes to lead generation, we need to have a team there in place. And it's affordable, and it's going to be worth it every single dime that we give to that team, because that is going to bring us millions and billions of dollars into our bank account. Consistency is crucial. Make sure our team has the resources they need to close deals quickly and is aware of how urgent it is to respond to leads. One of the most important resources for growing our company is a capable workforce. Beginning, the path taken by each wholesaler is unique. Our strategy will be shaped by our objectives, timetable, and market. Therefore, it is critical to develop a unique business plan. We have access to a wealth of resources, and investing in coaching or mentoring never fails. Success is just a matter of consistency when the proper plan is in place. Although wholesaling is a journey, we may accomplish amazing achievements if we have the correct mindset and tactics. Take these techniques to heart, and together, let's create something truly remarkable for the world. We solve problems. We look at the world and we say, what type of problem do we want to solve? That's what we want to do as wealthy entrepreneurs, to bring products into the world that can solve their problem successfully. We can acquire new customers because the product is so good that it just goes into a ripple effect. It becomes viral from being shared by the customers themselves. And we need to ensure that our companies have intrinsic value, meaning that whatever unique we're creating, our products need to be patent, protected, legalities need to be in order, logo needs to be trademarked, registered, company needs to be established, so that we protect our assets and no one can take that away from us, and also protect us from any liability personally. That's why companies were created, to protect us, the wealthy, the ones that are playing the game of money on the right side of the cash flow circle. As a wealthy entrepreneur or business owner and inside investor, on the left side of the cash flow circle, we have the employee and self-employed. Nothing wrong with being on the left side of the cash flow circle. However, freedom is on the right side of the cash flow circle. And that's a great word to keep in mind for the rest of our talk today. Freedom, total freedom. That's what true wealth gives us. Wealth is measured with time, not necessarily with money. It's a combination of both. It's a combination of passive income, the capital that we have access to right now, and time. How long can we go with that capital, that passive income, living the lifestyle that we like to live? And if it's 100 years, more than 100 years, 10 years, that's our wealth number. So figure out our lifestyle. Everybody's wealth number is different. And begin to invest in our financial education, put a plan together so that we can get to that lifestyle for free, legally, like the ultra wealthy, using debt, paying zero in taxes legally because we have passive income coming in, and that is paying for all of our expenses, including our liabilities cost. And we're investing in different asset classes, the 5 asset classes that exist. We're moving capital from cash flowing asset to another cash flowing asset. Although wholesaling is a journey, we may accomplish amazing achievements if we have the correct mindset tactics. Invest with the following diagram. In order to be able to create true wealth like the ultra wealthy, we have to approach investing with the following strategy shown on the cash flow Tetrahedron below. As we can see that our businesses will pay for our expenses and will also buy us other investments. The positive cash flow from our businesses will be used to invest in the other asset classes. Our money will be used to raise more capital in the form of debt, to invest in assets such as other businesses, real estate, crypto, and commodities, and as well paper assets. As we can see on our screen, we have the cash flow Tetrahedron, which is the diagram that we have to follow as an investing guide for our strategy. We should focus on building our businesses, and that cash flow will pay for our expenses, and also those expenses are other investments. Remember, the first expense that we have on our expenses column is investing. A lot of people don't even have it listed on their expenses column because they pay taxes first, they pay for the liabilities expenses, and they have no money left to invest in their financial education, no money left to invest in real assets. Today's bonus: what are 3 rules to choose our business partners? Here are some basic guidelines to help us choose the best business partners. We will do it for 10% of the deal instead of paying an outside company to do it. Our Paul tells us we can now choose. Number 1, don't date someone who is in need of money. A potential partner will make and support actions to meet their immediate financial needs rather than acting in the long-term best interest of the investment or business if their top priority is to increase their own wealth. Therefore, there is no alignment from the beginning if their main goal is to profit oneself. They will not be concerned with the partnership or the overall objectives of the business collaboration. Furthermore, why would we desire a mate or someone like that in our businesses, in our lives. Number two, never cede equity to someone whose services are available for purchase elsewhere. Suppose we are the owner of a duplex. We choose to employ someone else to take care of the property because we have other things to do and we need a team. Giving someone else equity or a portion of the property makes them our partner. Since they have no money to invest in the transaction, it is likely that they are providing us their services, which is against rule number one. Additionally, this approach can end up costing us much more in the long term because we will be giving up 10% of our cash flow and 10% of the profit when we sell. For property management, bookkeeping, and marketing, we can always employ a third party agency. In this manner, we retain all of our asset while receiving the services we require. Since we invested our time and capital into acquiring the asset, in this instance, real estate, we should keep all the equity for ourselves too. We should also pay a monthly fee to a property management agency. Remember, as we grow as wealth entrepreneurs and inside investors, we must become great at delegating and understanding that investing in business both are a team sport. B, or rather than paying the monthly charge, give up 10% of our duplex equity. And we will only do that if we have somebody that will work there 24/7 for us, right? And it's not providing services to anybody else. We want to make sure that we have either third parties or we have, and they're providing that service to us and we're not giving any of our cash flow, or we have somebody there that is getting some of our cash flow, the 10% or whatever we agree to give them. However, but they're not allowed to give their service to anybody else because we want them to be there paying attention to our businesses and improving them at all times. Make sure we have fun with this individual, our partners. Successful business partners strive to collaborate for the benefit of everybody. They ought to be given and share similar beliefs. We work closely with our partners when making a deal. Therefore, it is critical to enjoy our time with them. We will spend a lot of time interacting with our partner via text, email, meetings, and phone calls. To be honest, why would we want to be in a relationship with someone if we wouldn't want to go out to dinner with them? Adding the appropriate business partners to our team. Having knowledgeable people by our side who we can consult for guidance is essential if we want to succeed in life. An attorney, a certified public accountant, CPA to assist with accounting and taxes, a reputable and impartial broker, a number of specialists in the business and investment fields of our choice, mentors and coaches are important members of our team. Having life coaches, athletic trainers, and a solid support system of friends and family that helps us stay sane also never hurts. It is crucial to give careful thought to our objectives, the individuals we are considering, and their contribution before proceeding with any commercial relationship. Every partner should invest in every facet of the company, whether it be cash, real estate, labor, or expertise. Each partner also receives a portion of the company's gains and losses in exchange. In other words, a good partner is invaluable. Making intelligent decisions is crucial. Be practical. Don't accept players we don't know if they are on our team or another squad. We must trust our players, our team members. We need to know who they are, who do they hang around with, because tell me who did they hang around with and we can tell who they are. We may lose a lot of money, time, and spiritual and emotional energy if we don't pick the ideal people to work with on our team properly. One of the most dangerous and life-consuming things we can have is a terrible teammate. The winner will ultimately be the one who selects their team to be the most intelligently. Who is in our team? Remember, the most important words in business are cash flow, and the second most important words are due diligence. As we grow our wealth, we have to pay attention to these words and use them to become wealthy. There are two industries to build true wealth when it comes to money, right? Debt and taxes. Those are the two main industries. We have to use debt and taxes to become ultra wealthy. We have to embrace that, because debt is what creates inflation for the world. And the way to beat inflation is not working harder at a job for earn income, because there are only 24 hours per day. And how many hours can a person literally work per day, to the point that they get worn out? So there's a cap on how much money a person can make by operating as an employee and self-employed, because they're exchanging time for money. And the way to beat inflation is not by saving money, because money loses value. So it costs us some money to save money in the bank by the end of the year due to inflation and due to their taxes, because they're not playing by the rules of the wealthy. They're using the rules of the poor, where taxes are the highest expenses that they have in their entire life. So one great approach towards building wealth is to minimize taxes using the rules of money, the new rules of money, and using debt, being in good debt, learning how to manage debt. We have a credit card, use that credit card to make an investment that has an exit strategy, of course, and a winning business plan. We must use the tax code and corporate laws to our advantage as we operate from the right side of the cash flow circle. We have to master to print money legally through good debt, cash flow and assets and taxes. Why would anyone save money when we can print money like the government does legally every day through assets? And why would anyone save money when today money is a full currency or debt? It loses value daily. The smart thing to do with money is to invest it in financial education, self-development, and put it to work in cash flow and assets and raise capital with it as well. Those who are savers should move money from cash flow and assets to another cash flow and asset, to begin to do that, to start doing so by investing first in financial education so that we have guidance. However, we must get financial education first in order to invest with a winning business plan and with a lucrative exit strategy. We will avoid common mistakes that are made by uneducated investors. Therefore, we will be the winners in today's economy, because we are using debt and taxes to create tax-free wealth. Start investing in high-quality financial education by reading our financial ebooks, the 10 New Rules of Money, how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, how to invest in crypto to build wealth. Find more lucrative resources and tools on our website. Master Investor's mission is to be the global authentic brand of money, business, and investing that elevates the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities to build passive income, win-win partnerships, and true wealth. Today, we cover how wholesaling can make us wealthy, and as a bonus, we cover 3 rules to choose our business partners wisely. Number 1, make sure we have fun with this individual, right? Number 2, adding the appropriate business partners to our team. And number 3, make sure that we do our due diligence when it comes to our team members. Figure out how they act outside work, outside a professional setting. We can go out and hang out somewhere at a restaurant and we can see how the person interact with other people. Who do they communicate with, their vocabulary, and everything that we discussed today. Go to our website to find more products. Subscribe to our newsletter. Knowledge is money. Acquire sound assets. 3, use debt to become wealthy, right? We're going to learn about taxes, about the assets column, financial statements, new rules of money, and everything that we need to master in order to build true wealth. Our digital courses are available right now. We have 3 that are ready to be purchase, make sure you go to our website, check them out as we grow these assets, because we're adding more assets within each digital course. Whoever gets in right now, at that time of entry, whatever asset they're after will be given to that individual at no additional cost. So think about this. And 5 years from now, and a year from now, and 6 months from now, we will have more assets in this digital course, emphasizing more on the topic. And we will have access to all of that for $0. We only pay whatever we're paying now for the course, and whatever asset we add after is for our members to have access to and be grandfathered in. So it's a win-win partnership. It's a great investment towards our financial future. And literally everything that we do here at Master Investor is to improve the financial well-being of our partners. So take advantage, read our newsletter. We have an article going out at least 5 times a week, and we're probably going to be increasing that to every day of the week. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for having me again here on another great talk on money, business, and investing, bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.